Between 1976 and 1983, El Salvador was torn apart from 12 years of civil war between the military dictatorship and the left-wing guerrillas.
El Mozote was a community located in the north of Morazan. It was a community of people who did not sympathize with the FMLN, Farabundo Martí Liberation Front. They were trying to keep themselves apart from the guerrilla as much as they tried to remain apart from the army. In the morning of December 11, 1981, soldiers from the Atlacatl Battalion arrived to El Mozote. They divided men from women. They separated the younger women from the older, the children from the teenagers. The testimony is given by Rufina Amaya Marquez, the only survivor of the massacre at El Mozote. Rufina was in the last group of women taken out of the house to be executed. She was still with her 4 children. Maria Isabel was only 8 months old. As she stepped out, one of the soldiers grabbed the baby. Rufina struggled to keep her daughter. The soldier took the baby and pushed Rufina to the ground. In that confusion of desperate people, Rufina managed to hide behind a bush. She remained in hiding for 2 more days. She's the only survivor of the massacre at El Mozote. She would tell the world what happened at El Mozote.
In January 1992, a peace accord was signed between President Alfredo Cristiani and the representatives of the FLMN. Artist Claudia Bernardi was asked to join the forensic team and record the atrocities that occurred in the small hamlet of El Mozote. Rufina's story and the people of El Mozote became the inspiration in Claudia's work.
October 13, 1992. I arrived finally to El Mozote. The landscape is of enormous beauty. The sky vehement with thick clouds of altered colors in an intense heat. The mountains are covered with vegetation that reminds me of Brazil. This geography, however, is more brutal. I put my hands in the earth. It is a red earth full of iron. I start brushing gently, and I, too, for the first time in my life, start unearthing bones, fragments of child. I wonder how I am going to make this into art. It is an unreachable concept. I want to be subtle. It cannot be a loud piece. It must remain a silent piece. As it is silent, the instance of holding the dress of a girl containing an intact rib cage where the little arch bones of each of the ribs resemble more the bones of a bird, the bones of a wing, the missing wing of an angel. There is silence. Resist holding these bones as if they were the ones of my own child. It is too real and too physical. Death has volume, it has smell, it has sounds, it has clothing and hair and bones and earth and year after year of waiting for someone to open this space. This whisper. I look around and see faces, people, landscapes, colors. Resist madness. It is like touching history with our hands. I am touching history with my hands. Report of Forensic Investigation, El Mozote, El Salvador, December 15, 1992. Honorable Judge Federico Ernesto Portillo Campos, Second Court of the First Instance, San Francisco Gotera, El Salvador. The physical evidence from the exhumation of the convent house at El Mozote confirms the allegation of mass murder. The evidence is as follows. We have identified the presence of 143 skeletal remains, including 131 children under the age of 12, 5 teenagers, and 7 adults. The average age of the children was approximately 6 years. There were 6 women, ages 21 to 40, one of whom was in the 3rd trimester of pregnancy, and 1 man of approximately 50 years of age. A place in the world. I am thinking of this while I work. I suppose I will know which is my place in the world when I realize that I can no longer depart from there. I think this experience in El Salvador has given me a different understanding of what a place in the world may mean beyond frontiers. I understand that the place in the world is never geographic. It is the space occupied by passions, by convictions, by demands of the spirit, by sentiments that turn us down and forward and make us feel that life is worth living no matter what. To forgive is to understand. I refuse to understand. I do not want to understand why El Mozote did happen.